Yes, sir. Finally, it's been so long, but it's the lovely month of March. We're in a secure location, and the canon is back to dive into the cinematic world of superheroes and comic books. But first, I want to introduce my partner, Sal. Sal, how you doing?
I'm doing good now that we're back. Sorry we had to take that hiatus, but players gotta play, I guess.
Ballers gotta ball. First up in the news, we have Zack Snyder confirming that Justice League Part 1 is officially a go. By tweeting out a picture of him and star Jason Momoa in the middle of production, the tweet seems to have killed the rumor that Snyder would be replaced and the Justice League movie was in trouble. Sal, we talked about this a little bit ago, and the rumors were all flying around that Warner Brothers was going crazy and that Zack Snyder was out and Ben Affleck was the new director. And so, do you think this confirms that Justice League is all good?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he tweeted out the damn photo, so I mean, you can go back to whatever episode we're talking about. I never really doubted that it was gonna happen. You know, I thought those rumors were just smoke and mirrors, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, I'm happy that it's gonna go down. The only thing we've seen is the picture, but it does have some cool things in there. I know we were talking about it, but other than that, I'm especially excited for Jason Momoa. I think a lot of people are.
Beast mode.
Yeah, definitely. So he's gonna bring something a lot different to Aquaman. I think what Aquaman should be, but that's for another time, I think.
Yeah, I'll be the first to say I was scared out of my mind about the Justice League thing. So I can't say that I'm Sal and I was calm about it. But I will say this does put me at ease knowing that it's moving ahead as it's supposed to. But with that caveat, I will say that just because it's announced and the pre-production is going does not mean it's going to happen, because at any time a studio can pull the rug up out of them. So actually, you brought up Death of Superman Lives, the documentary about this Superman movie that never happened. They were also in pre-production right before they got canceled. So not saying that this is going to happen. I'm just saying, you know, the analytical movie side of me has to say, okay,
yeah,
you know, when it happens, it happens. But this, for me, puts it to bed. Zack Snyder's back in the boat. Everybody's ready to roll. But the picture itself, what did you like in the picture? A couple costumes behind, you know, Zack Snyder's sneaky with his. He didn't show you too much.
I think he definitely did that on purpose. He definitely wanted to kind of give us a nod to what was to come. But yeah, I know there was the one suit in there that no one really, I mean, you don't know what it is for sure.
The black one.
It's a black one. I mean, we were looking at it earlier. I think it's Black Manta.
And I think it's Nightwing.
And you think it's Nightwing. Both, I think, are very plausible. And but it's early, and it could be just a mold of some other suit, maybe a different Batman suit or something like that.
Except for Ben's not that small, so.
Yeah, you're right, that he's not.
It could be a Batman Beyond. But that's the thing with this. I feel like it could go so many ways, and it's like, but to me, even if it's Nightwing or Black Manta, either one, you're stepping into territory that I didn't think we would go into this quickly with the DCU. It's just like some characters that are really, you know, not known that well outside of the comic fans. So.
But I think they're definitely gonna try and do that because they know they don't want to. I don't know. I think Marvel does a good job with bringing in characters that people don't know and they're a hit. Ant-Man is one. Black Panther's another. Hopefully it's a hit. Guardians of the Galaxy, we've seen it, you know, a lot of times in Marvel. So I think DC is going to kind of imitate them. Nothing wrong with that. But I think it's going to be Black Manta. Or I would think more so it's going to be Black Manta. Just because there's more of a chance and more of an opportunity to introduce more villains that I think people don't know. I think it will kind of resonate better within whatever story they choose. So I don't know, maybe that's wishful thinking, but what about you? What do you think? Or did you already say what you thought?
Yeah, I did, but honestly, I think when we were talking about Black Mantas, I'll be quick, it gave me this small idea. Tell me what you think out there in the world. What if we're getting Legion of Doom? because Black Manta by himself is not a threat against the whole Justice League. And so it's like, what if we already got Lex and, you know, Doomsday, and it's like, what if we're getting a little version of that in Justice League? But that's
meanwhile at the Legion of Doom.
Alright, so earlier in this week, Fox Studios updated their release schedule with one noticeable change. The GAMBIT solo movie that was scheduled to come out in October 2016 has now been removed. In addition, Fox announced two Marvel-related projects to be released October 6, 2017 and January 12, 2018. Sal, what do you think about GAMBIT now being pushed back, and what do you think these two movies are that Fox is going to be releasing?
I think it was inevitable that it got moved back. You can't make a good movie in less than a year. I mean, they just got their director in the fall.
Yeah.
Okay, so a year out. Oh yeah, a year out.
Exactly to the day.
Yeah, I remember we were saying, or you were saying. But yeah, it was inevitable. I mean, it's good for the fans because it's gonna be a better movie than I think it was originally gonna be, with a year to go. So, but other than that, there's not much news to go off of. We were talking about maybe the next Deadpool movie. Or maybe X-Force was also in talks, but I think you told me, you're like, it's just a year later from the original release date, so it's probably just gonna be Gambit and then Deadpool. So
yeah, so Sal's very modest. When he got Cable right, I gave him his props. I said it was getting pushed back a long time ago.
Yeah.
So just throwing that out there. But yeah, it's not a surprise. Like we said, they got the director, the actual 1 year out date, and that's way too soon, especially with a movie of this magnitude. It had a $150 million budget, which in comparison, Deadpool had like $50 million budget. And so special effects, it's just too big. You know better than me. That's too big of a job to do in 1 year.
I mean, I could do it, but I don't know.
But they don't have Sal. So not surprised. Like I said, the October movie in 2017, I think is Gambit is like 1 day off being a year, so just give it another year. Everyone's kind of thinking the January one is Deadpool, but I don't think they're gonna wait till 2018 to do a sequel. That's the only reason I kind of have reservations about it. It kind of makes sense, but I think they're gonna try to pop one out in 2017 because Deadpool actually took like right about a year to finish before it came out. So with a small budget, they know they can knock that one out. I don't think it's X-Force. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It might be the next X-Men movie, but I think Deadpool might end up taking the Fantastic Four 2 spot, which was June 9th, 2017. So taking Deadpool into the actual summer and making it one of those hits, I think is the way they're going to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Ahead of its May release, Marvel Studios has now started screening the upcoming Captain America Civil War movie. Birth.movies.dev caught up with a few people who have seen the movie and had this to say about their reactions. This isn't Avengers 2.5, but rather Captain America 3, and it truly focuses on Cap and Bucky. I've been told that Spider-Man is great and that the film doesn't waste time on retelling his origin. We all get it, and the movie just moves along. I've been told that Black Panther is phenomenal and that Chadwick Boseman is a major addition to the MCU. This movie picks up the pieces of Avengers Age of Ultron in surprising and human ways and makes us feel the true cost of Sokovia. And I've been told that the last half hour of the film is brutal, both physically and emotionally. One person told me that the last act plays out as an emotional horror movie because the film gives both Tony and Steve solid reasoning, and because it truly makes you feel the depths of this schism. Sal, a lot of stuff. I want to get your thoughts on them showing the movie so early, because I don't even think we've heard a lot of Batman vs. Superman screenings yet, and that's coming out in a few weeks.
I don't think they're going to give any screenings. Not many. Well, they did today, but that's whatever. Okay.
So just what you think about them doing it so early, and then what do you think about the comments?
Doing it so early, definitely think is a marketing scheme. Because Batman, Superman, they have to kind of pull out all their stops and do what they need to do. So I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but these comments have restored my faith in this movie. I never, you know, I didn't have a belief in it from the start.
You was a hater?
I was a hater. I was a DC fanboy. No, but I really didn't think of too much of it, just because the trailer, both trailers, the TV spot too, just didn't really give me that hype for the most part. But for at least for a story of this magnitude, I mean, it's Civil War, it should be awesome. But yeah, so I mean, we just heard news too of Black Panther today about a scene. It might even be from the same report, but a scene that he's in with a car chase, and so that sounds really exciting. But I'm glad that this is not Avengers 2.5. Marvel has been known to kind of skip over some important things just to get to the next big movie. So I'm really glad they decided not to do that. Well, rumored. And I'm very looking forward to the end of the movie, because I am calling that Captain America dies and Bucky takes over for him. Or at least, well, yeah, Bucky in a sense takes over for him, but it carries over to whatever the next movie that they'll all be in. Is it going to be Infinity? Okay. It'll carry over to that, where half of the movie is going to be Bucky versus Iron Man, because Bucky's obviously pissed that Iron Man killed him, or for whatever reason Cap died, and then they have to put that aside and defeat Thanos. So I think that's what's going to happen. But
they need to hire this guy. I'm telling you, he can edit in right.
So I definitely think Cap's gonna die. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm very excited now for this movie.
Yes, I take these comments with a grain of salt. All movies are, you know, relative to the person and subjective. So it hit them pretty hard, but doesn't mean it will hit everyone pretty hard. So I take it with a grain of salt. With that being said, I think fanboys all across the world got a little moist after this comment, because you heard the name you have not heard yet. Oh, yeah. Spider-Man.
Duh, I forgot about
Spider-Man. Everyone's Spider-Man. And so hearing that he was great, we know at this point it's not a huge role. So we know it's not a cameo, but it's not a huge role, but it's enough for people to be impacted by it. Chadwick Boseman being great, not, you know, surprising. He's a great actor. Yeah. Black Panther character, I think, has been great this whole time, so it's good he's getting that. As far as how it plays out emotionally and all that, it's a little weird to me. It just doesn't seem in the Marvel, you know, DNA, and so it's a little departure. But I think if they execute it right, it'll look good. But at the end of the day, I still believe none of this has consequences, because they're going to come back. I don't care what anyone tells me. I don't think anyone's going to stay dead, especially if it's Captain America. If it's Captain America, he's coming back. True. They got Infinity Wars 1 and 2. Whoever dies in this, they're coming back, I think. So
I hope not War Machine, if he dies.
Unless he comes back as Terrence Howard, the original War Machine. But so that's just kind of how I feel about it. But one thing to me is interesting is you hear all this, you know, these two superheroes are fighting, and, you know, it's dark and gritty, and people are like, man, it's so good. But when you hear about Batman versus Superman, it's just, oh my God, why is it so dark? Why is it so gloomy? Why are these two fighting? But, you know, that's the fanboy double standard. All right. All right, a little while ago, the Power Rangers movie had its first big news when it cast Elizabeth Banks as the main villain, Rita Repulsa. Well, it seems the movie is moving full steam ahead, as we now have an official release date, synopsis, and even character descriptions. The synopsis reads, Saban's Power Rangers follows 5 ordinary high school kids who must become something extraordinary when they learn that their small town of Angel Grove in the world is on the verge of being obliterated by an alien threat. Chosen by destiny, our heroes quickly discover that they are the only ones who can save the planet. But to do so, they will have to overcome their real-life issues and band together as the Power Rangers before it's too late. In addition to that synopsis, we have a few character descriptions for our Power Rangers. First up, the Pink Ranger. Naomi Scott plays Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger, who was once a popular girl at school, but after an extended absence has decided to follow her own path. Becky G plays Trini Kwan, the Yellow Ranger. Her parents move a lot for work, making her the perpetual new kid and outsider. RJ Cyler plays Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, who is super nerdy and struggles with OCD and has no clue how to interact with other humans, you know, a typical movie nerd. Ludi Lin is Zach Taylor, the Black Ranger, a charming, smart aleck, and super jock who also harbors deep-seated insecurities. And Dacre Montgomery, who plays Jason Lee Scott, the Red Ranger. He was once the big man on campus, star quarterback, but after a car accident cuts his athletic career prematurely short, he struggles to find his place in the world. The Power Rangers movie is set to premiere on March 24th, 2017. Sal, we got a lot of new info about the Power Rangers movie. What do you think about it? How you feeling about the movie?
When it first came out, the synopsis, I was just like, oh, well, we already kind of knew the story. I guess we didn't know that they were going to kind of reboot it in a way with the original synopsis. But with the character descriptions, at least, that's pretty interesting to see that you're humanizing these kids so much. So that's going to be really interesting because Power Rangers, they're not really known for their emotional storytelling. It's more of just kind of, it was a kid's show. Mm-hmm. So to bring that to light is pretty cool. I'm going to call that one of them is gay. I don't know if it's going to be the guy or the girl, but it's going to be the Black Ranger. Okay. They were vague with the description of insecurities.
Okay. Yeah.
So I definitely think they're going to have that be what he's insecure about, which is totally fine. But
we're PC here.
We're pretty PC here. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited that they're coming out with news now, and I'm definitely gonna go see it. I'll probably, you know what? I'm gonna bring out my action figures in my grandma's basement. I gotta go get them. I'm gonna play with them up until the release of this movie.
Right outside the theater. That's interesting because I'm not even at the point where I'm going to definitely go see it. But and I was a pretty big Power Rangers fan. But anyway. Yeah, the synopsis to me, few things. It tells us that they're going back to the very original Power Rangers. Angel Grove, all the character descriptions show the original names of the characters, which, like I said, when Elizabeth Banks was cast, I was like, okay, well, getting her as Rita Repulsa, this might not be a complete do-over of the Power Rangers. This might be more so a hybrid of the kid-friendly, / movie version. And it kind of looks like that's what we got. Everyone has the one part of synopsis that got me there, have to get over their real life issues. Like, no one says that. But it's interesting because I was a huge Power Rangers fan growing up, and you never had that. No one talked about, their issues or anything. Yeah. And they talked about them becoming a team. That didn't happen in the show. They just were a team. That's how it was. But this is going to hopefully show us them having issues with each other, finding out how to work together, and then also giving them a lot of background that we haven't had before. But Becky Gomez playing Trini Kwan, like
we're PC here, but we're not that PC.
But I'm just saying, and this is PC. We can all say the original Power Rangers was pretty blatant in their casting of people, and people had an issue with that, so they PC'd it, and now they mixed it up.
A little too
much. But why'd you leave the name? So she's Trini Kwan, who was originally cast for Asian, and you have Becky Gomez playing her. And now I just thought about it, you have Ludi Lin playing Zach Taylor. So that's all.
I think you're a little racist. All right.
Make the Black Ranger black.
Black Rangers matter. We're gonna get
that was I just realized what you said. Black Rangers matter. Alright, so lastly, not too long ago, we had our first taste of Star Wars Episode 8 when Rian Johnson released a teaser of him and his crew picking up on the scene where Episode 7 left off. This opened up the question, will Episode 8 be the first Star Wars movie to pick up where the previous movie left off? MTV News caught up with Daisy Ridley at the Oscars, and she had this to say. We went back to Skellig to do the opening of 8. It was so crazy doing the same scene with a different crew of people. When asked about seeing more Luke Skywalker, she said, It's such a good story. Seriously, Luke is so cool in this one. Really. Sal,
Really?
is Luke Skywalker cool in this one?
I hope. I mean, Luke has always been an evolving character, so I don't see why not. I think he's going to be that badass guy who knows everything. He's going to be the new Yoda. So, yeah. I mean, I don't, you know, that's pretty cool. And, but I hope, my hope is that Daisy follows what Luke did. I mean, he was a guy that didn't know anything about the Force. And then he knew a little bit more and kind of grew into it, but still had lots of struggles. And then at the third one, he was just that badass and faced and confronted his fears. So I hope Daisy kind of takes that track as well. So that's what I'm more excited for than Luke. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to geek out when Luke comes back on screen. I think it'd be pretty cool if they left off right from when, you know, right from when they left off. If they start right from where they left off.
That wouldn't bother you?
I don't think so. I mean, it depends. I don't know. If they're only doing a trilogy, maybe. But it could also just be flashbacks or fast forwards. I mean, it's movie magic. You don't know what the hell they're gonna do. So, but you know what? I'm excited more so for the release of Star Wars on DVD or Blu-ray, or whatever hell you get. VHS. I don't know.
Well, I think her comments kind of loosely confirmed that she did say the opening scene, but like you said, it could be a flashback, or some people think it'll show that and then time jump. Like we speculated on our Star Wars episode a lot about what is Finn gonna look like when they time jump, what is Rey gonna look like when we time jump, what is Kylo gonna look like after. But what if they don't time jump? What if they just continue right where they left off? I think that would throw a lot of people's theories off, at least. It would be a little weird to me, to be honest. It kind of worried me seeing this, and I'm like, I don't really need to pick up where they left off. I don't care what Luke said or whatever. You can get back to that with your, you know, opening crawl. Tell us we're 5 years ahead. But it seems like we're going to be right where we left off, and that is weird because we've never time jumped in Star Wars in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, especially in the middle.
So it's different. As far as Luke, and this might be controversial, so you know, whatever. I'm sorry, but I, as a kid at least, always remember watching Star Wars and never thinking Luke was powerful. I always thought he was a sissy. And I was just like, even in the third one, I'm like, okay, he's better, but like, he's not a Jedi. And maybe I'm just one of them prequel babies where I'm like, okay, I'm watching Jedi do like Jedi stuff, like a whole group of Jedi. And I'm like, Luke never really did any of that. And so I'm looking forward to Luke really flourishing out. And I don't know if that means a lot of special effects or what it means, but I don't think you even need special effects to just have him with some real cool powers, like whatever it is. He doesn't have to be Yoda jumping, flipping everywhere.
No, not like that. I meant like Yoda of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and he's wise, and then just, you know, him being real strong in the Force. Yeah. We see Kylo with mind reading powers, and so we get new powers all the time. Yeah. So it'd be nice to see him with some real cool Force powers.
But just his presence.
Yeah, just show him be the Luke that everyone thought he was in Episode 3 and didn't.
The one we deserved.
Yes.
But not needed.
Yes, we got the Luke we deserve, the Aquaman we deserve, and the Black Rangers matters that we deserve.
Alright, so now, if you noticed on our page, we've been doing the 25 Days of Justice, counting down and celebrating the release of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Tonight is day number 7, or whenever you're watching this, it was day number 7. But we're gonna go into a little bit about Lex Luthor and his presidential run. So in the comic series Superman Lex 2000, Lex Luthor successfully wins the presidency of the United States. He does gain positive reviews initially, but he was the puppet master behind the curtain the whole time, making himself look good, and eventually he does get impeached due to some self-implosion. He goes crazy, basically, tries to get Batman and Superman killed by putting a bounty on their heads. I think he takes Bane's venom and turns him crazy. He goes bankrupt and he eventually gets impeached. But if you want to learn more, obviously go to Google. But other than that, Lex Luthor was president at one time, and maybe we'll see him president in the next one. I do not know. He seems like he would be president in this series.
Go Eisenberg.
Yeah, Eisenberg 2016, bitches.
And that is the show for today. If you like what you heard, you want more of the canon, give us the ammo by clicking the subscribe button below. I want to thank my partner today, Sal. Sal, where can the people find us?
You can find us at Twitter at The Canon Vlog or on Facebook, facebook.com/TheCanon. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for day number 8 of the 25 Days of Justice.
And I'm your host, Terry. And if you heard it here today, it's canon.
I don't know.
You forgot.
Oh.
Bumblebee doesn't even talk. Like, what am I supposed to watch him do? Like,
Yeah. Drive around.
Yeah. It's,
Have sex.
cut people's head off and break the fourth wall.